Hi, I'm here with Roxanne Amos, Dr. Roxanne Amos from Virginia Beach, Virginia. And she's been in the Gold Mastermind and Coaching Program for several months, a while, so you've gotten some traction. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your practice, because I think people can relate to your story, because you have a situation not everyone, a lot of people can relate to. So why don't you just share what's going on in your office and your practice?
I've been practicing dentistry for 20 years, and 5 years ago I transitioned to my own practice, so I've been a business owner for 5 years now, and I was surprised at how difficult it was to go from just being a dentist and focusing on the clinical dentistry that I love and the relationships with the patients.
It's a different world, isn't it?
It's different, yeah. It's also being responsible for making the bottom line happen, and also wanting to be a good leader and a good boss, and being consciously incompetent of those things. It's not
consciously incompetent. I see. So I think it's interesting, because you had been in practice first. You didn't go straight out through there, and that you played the associate game, I guess we'll call it there. Were you ever an owner before, or you always been employed?
My husband retired a few years ago from the Navy after 21 years, so for 21 years I was a Navy wife, and we lived in Florida and Nevada and Virginia, and so when I knew I could count on living in the same location, there was a time it made sense.
So you saw a lot of practice models in that time.
I did.
That was helpful. And right, so you're like, I like this, I don't like this, this fits me, this doesn't fit me. So that helped you do it. So but even with that, that experience, so what did you find your challenges when it came time to you be the owner of the practice?
I think there were a lot of things that I knew to do. I knew what procedures I loved doing. I knew physically how big I wanted it. I knew the days I wanted to work. I knew the labs I wanted to work with. I had great professional referring relationships, so I was confident in that. I guessed at what equipment to buy with the loan and how much to expand at the beginning. I had no idea how to market my business. I had no idea what a profit loss statement was when I first started. And there was an awful lot to learn all at once. When I bought the practice, it was overwhelming.
So since you mentioned that the marketing of it, so what were you trying to do on your own?
I did do things in the community, like volunteering. I did do dental presentations in February. I'm a pretty social person, so I had networks of friends and acquaintances, but I might sponsor a local race if someone asked me to, or a basketball team, things like that. I did work with a national company that does say they maximize your imprint on the internet, and even had me do a yellow page ad, which I just went with what the rep said. So I did that for years and years and didn't really feel, I was tracking where the new patients were coming from, and never did one come from that source. Of course I had a website. Wasn't doing as much social media. I never had an organized thing. I never did have a plan. It was all just
kind of throwing it out there and see what stuck.
Yes, and really not giving it much focus at all, honestly.
Because you're so busy working in the practice, you didn't have time to work on the practice. So you guys really got some traction. We were just talking this morning about how you 5 to 6-fold your new patients. You can see where things are coming from now. At first, did it seem overwhelming because was it different?
Yes, I think I was stuck in a model of how I wanted to practice, thinking all I had to do was treat people right and do good dentistry, and then it would just happen. And I had to have a paradigm shift and realize that marketing was something that it didn't mean I wasn't doing those things. It was something that I needed.
It's not like you treat people bad and market.
No.
You still treat people well, but you have, it's part of your business plan now.
Correct.
And as you said, trackable. You know where it's coming from, and you've really expanded on that. You've got a great team. You got a key person. We're going to give a shout out to Lindsay.
Yes, she's done great.
She does that, right? But you're very involved, and it's like you didn't, like a lot of dentists, unfortunately, will write a check and say, "Hey, someone else take care of it." You got involved in the process. And if I had to say, and I say this often when I talk about you, you are a hard-working lady. You were hard-working before I met you, but you listed the things you do and all the stuff, and we talked about when I remember the first conversation, you're like, I don't have any more time because I'm already working so hard doing these other things. And it was, as you said, it was a paradigm shift. I mean, we had kind of a conflict. I don't want to say a fight, but you're like, I'm already doing this. How can I do this too? And it was shifting focus and priority, what you spent your time on.
Right.
So where are you at on that journey now?
I feel a lot more confident that I have a plan and that it's mapped out for the calendar year.
Yay.
I know, that was good. And we stuck to it, and there are aspects that Lindsay does, and there are parts that I do, and I also feel good when I have, get the patients, of course, which is the best part, and knowing that they're from all different sources, so
Right.
that's helpful. I don't think there's one steady stream, but it's all these things are working together.
Right.
Yeah, and
So-
then it does feel good that you said you do it and you're doing it, so
Right.
I think it builds confidence, and then knowing that, okay, if this works okay, we can probably refine it and keep it going.
And then we talk leverage. That was the phrase, because we'll get something going. It's like spinning one plate, and it's not reinventing the wheel. We make it do more things. We talked about that in the meeting all day. What case after case, people are, we did this, we make this happen. So
Right.
and I see that in you guys' too. Your process.
It's I think been fun with the patients too, because it feels like you are doing little nice things for them, so it creates some excitement for them and does make it easier for patients who might say, oh, I've been meaning to call you forever, and then I could just say, oh yeah, you know what, come in, this is my gift to you, and just come see if we're fit. I think we will be, I'd love to have you in my practice.
Great. Well, I've been very proud of your journey. Like I said, results are a implication of what you put into it, and you guys have really gone into it. You work hard. You're a hard-working lady, and I keep saying that because it shows in your results. And we worked on a lot of leverage things, a lot of foundation stuff. I think you guys are set up to only do great things in the future. So I'm excited where you're going to go with this.
Thanks, Ginger.
If somebody was thinking about being a part of group, a mastermind, the coaching program, what would you say to them if they had some hesitations?
I would say certainly if you need help with the marketing structure and systems, that was great. It was also, the monthly calls were really helpful if we got stuck on something, and you can tell us whether to bail on that. That's not important, or this
Right.
is really, this is how I
Silver,
could
the
try to-
shiny object. You
Yeah.
would get off on the shiny object. It's like, is it important right now?
Right, so that was good. These meetings are nice because as we go through the weekend, someone might say something, and it's helpful to others' practices
Right.
also and their experience. So that's been things I can take home, and like everyone says, I can use it on Monday. So there are plenty of things.
Right. Does anyone hold back in the meeting?
No, it's a great, comfortable environment, and I found that the dentists that were and their teams that were already here are more than happy to share what they've learned and what they've struggled with and how they overcame it and what a difference it's made.
Right, and that's what when I watch the experience, but I went through it in my own practice too. When you think you're there, you think you're the only one that's been through it.
Right.
And then when you find out and they say, hey, get over that, or here, this is what we did, let me send this to you, they want you to succeed as much as they want themselves to succeed. So it's always great to see some people, because we curate a group of people who are there to support each other. No egos in this room. No egos in this room.
That's been nice.
Well, I'm very proud of you guys. Thank you for sharing that, your experience, and like I said, I know you're going up.
I'm
So-
looking forward to that.
That's always good.
It is good.
Thank you,
All right,
Roxzanne.
thanks, Ginger.